I made promises to myself. I said, listen, now that I'm gonna take uni seriously, I'm never gonna like fail at anything again. It's a big statement, but I was just like, I knew my capabilities more than anyone. Here's the most important thing, and I want everybody to take this, because for me, it just shows what God can do. I said, I want to create a platform where I one day can share my opinions with the likes of Ian Wright and Rio Ferdinand.
You said that?
I said that.
Yeah. And roughly 10 days ago, you were with?
Both of them.
Joe, I can't lie, I'm getting straight into it, bro. Do you reckon you can move out to Qatar?
To do what?
Live. Based on your experience there. You know you were at Qatar World Cup. Imagine doing that for work.
Weeks.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, I could.
So you're the best person to ask then. Could you go out to Qatar
100%.
to live?
100%. The only thing that would stop me from going to Qatar is leaving my daughter here.
So you would take her?
No way. Yeah, I would take her. I would. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I had to do like a project out there, whatever, I'll do the, I'm going, but you're paying for my flight.
And everything. And they'll do it as well.
10 days.
Come back.
You know, that one's like, yeah, 100%. There's no way I'm leaving my child.
You see, they were going on a press run for the World Cup, basically, innit? They was like, all right, cool. We're here to show the whole world that this is a place that you can come and live and X, Y, Z. And I feel like the whole of the UAE is doing that, even with signing like Ronaldo and stuff like that. What about, have you been to any other places in the Middle East?
Yeah.
Saudi?
Been to Saudi a couple times.
How'd you find Saudi?
Loved it there.
Do you reckon you can move to UAE?
I could, but I'd rather go Africa.
Okay, talk to me about that.
I just feel like it's expensive.
Yeah.
So if I can make the same money I'm making, I'd rather go to Africa where my money could go further than go to the Middle East where it's expensive. It's like London.
It depends though, because don't get me wrong, I hear you. I think Africa is also a place, definitely. Yeah. I'm one of them people, like I would adapt anyway.
Yeah.
But I think it's not that expensive, you know.
No.
In what Saudi is, honestly, Saudi is cheap. Qatar, okay, maybe a little bit.
World Cup premium too.
Dubai, Dubai can be a bit, but it depends on what you earn as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
But for the money,
mate. That's a fine right there.
I know, man. Do not disturb. God, man.
No, for the money, it's worth it. Like for the money, I met someone who plays for Liverpool ladies team, and she's just signed out in the Middle East, and I know she never would have ever thought about doing that. But when the contract run, the numbers speak. Like you have to start.
Money talks. That's it. At the end of the day, do you know what I'm trying to say? Like how they got down. He used to be playing. They got down. Jordan Henderson did it. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
I feel sorry for him. I don't know why they picked him of all people that he must represent everyone.
No, I know why they picked him. I know why they picked him because he was a representative of it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? He was pushing it, innit? And you've done like a U-turn on everything that.
But money talks, bro.
Money talks, bro. Money
You're gonna keep these people happy. When your money run dry, these people are not doing GoFundMe for you, bro.
It's so true.
You got to make your last year's count.
And I always talk about like when it's the Saudi money and that. Yeah, I think me and my friends were talking about the money they offered Mbappe, innit? And it's like,
that was
bro,
crazy.
at this point, it's bigger than me. The money we're talking about is bigger than me.
For 1 year.
We're talking about, it's bigger than my family. Right now, we're talking about friends.
Yeah.
I can change my friend's generation.
You can change strangers' lives. Come on. I mean, like, build hospitals. You probably just do it because you've got so much money.
Yeah.
Even if you're not into it.
And then such a unique deal where you can leave after a year as well.
After a year, you're free.
I'm about to say, yeah, but he wants to concentrate. Concentrate on what? Mbappe's still going to be Mbappe, bro.
Media as well.
I know, bro.
Might as well have been media out there.
Honestly.
Got all the money.
Honestly, he shut it down so quickly, though. Very strange, very strange.
Yeah, but I think, in life, some people just know what they want, innit? Not everyone's motivated.
Yeah, but sometimes as well, you don't know if that was real. If that was his own team that put it out there, you never know, innit?
Yeah.
So,
Facts. Well, people, welcome back to the Bread and Butter podcast. I'm here with my co-host, Emmanuel Asuquo.
Well, welcome everyone, welcome.
And today we got Joel Beya in the building. Cheers.
Shout out to you guys, Bread and Butter podcast, man. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you, bro. I don't know how to describe you other than media mogul, right? You'll accept that as well, innit?
Media mogul,
Yeah, that's what you go by, bro. That's what we know you as anyway, man.
The man then.
Yeah, the man be knowing you as media mogul. It's so funny, like we be uploading whenever like he's doing something, yeah, we just upload a picture for the group and say, I know this guy, you know, he's too peak. What was you at? Sports personality when you got the blazer with the glitter on it. Yeah. you know if you selected a blazer with glitter on it, you know you're the man.
Yeah.
You know, you're not even worrying about maybe this is too much. You're the man, you know you're the man.
It was a good blazer.
And I asked you to send me the link on all now.
I did. No, I haven't. No, that's not. Listen, I would love to send you the link because my guy, honestly, my guy does a great job. Grogo, like they do suits and they're based in Amsterdam, right? Well, he's based in Amsterdam, but also Brussels as well.
Yeah.
Well, actually, so not Brussels, Antwerp, which is a part of Brussels, and he's sick. They're actually opening a London like branch soon.
Yeah.
And you know, he's one of those guys, he's such a good guy that anything I could do to, do you know what I mean, help push, he's been so good to us. Like, so yeah, man, Grogo store, check it out. I'll give you the link. If not, clip this up, send it to him. This is just proof, but yeah, he's definitely the guy to go see.
I'm gonna definitely check that out.
Yeah.
So for you, how does that cross feel for you? Like, obviously, you've done sport, made money, and now you almost have to do fashion as well. Have you always been into clothes and fashion and that side of things, or is it something you had to just adapt to as your profile has grown?
No, I just think we just like clothes, innit? Everyone, like all of us here like clothes. You know what I mean? Like, and you want to look good, and sometimes it's kind of like, and some things you go to so many different events. I don't like to spend money unnecessarily. Yeah. You know what I mean? So if there's someone that can help you look good or whatever, and you know, you can, because after a while you just start spending and it's just you can't even justify it. Like, and I'm not trying to act like, but even if you buy your regular like Zara stuff, like I love Zara. You know what I'm saying? Like
sometimes off a little bit, but
yeah, sometimes you find like you can go there if you're doing it twice a month.
Yeah.
Or do you know what I mean? It just becomes ridiculous.
And
man, sometimes you just got to be a little bit smart, man, like, and just be like, nah, you know what, if there's a brand that's doing sick and they can help you, or clothing line or whatever, chat to them, see if you can come up with something, innit? Like,
facts.
Everyone wins.
It's funny because not a lot of people have seen it before our very eyes. There was a time where you could do Zara twice a month. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And it's like, it's that inflation that's crept up on us.
Yeah, they're kind of expensive now still, isn't it?
Everything's expensive nowadays. It's actually peak. But what I want to do, I want to go back in time, right? We're not going to talk about Joel Beya at World Cup, at Champions League final, at all of these places. I want to talk about where it all started, because that's what's key for bread and butter, right? Yeah, bro. So everybody knows Joel Beya today, World Cup final, Champions League final, and all of the big.
What? Because I went,
sporting...
they know me.
No, everybody knows you of today. The finished the products that you are today. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, on all of the major sports broadcasting platforms.
I'm pulling your leg because I go back with Tayo way back, so. It's just like that, innit? Like,
you already know.
It's nothing personal. Like,
I'm on him anyway. I'm even wearing this United shirt just for you. I got this out of the packet today. Why did you do that? It's been in my boot for so long, yeah.
Why?
And I just said, I don't know.
Do you know what's mad? I'm not even wearing an Arsenal shirt today. I know. So you just come like,
yeah, just to like get. Okay.
It's actually a nonsense.
Nonsense, bro.
It's nonsense, but I love it.
Ridiculous.
I love it. I feel like you might do the same.
Well, if I knew that's what you was doing, then maybe I might, you know what I mean?
I would have put mine on.
Maybe, you know?
Fresher for victory, you know?
Yeah.
True. You lot done City, innit?
Lovely stuff.
That was beautiful.
When's this coming out? When's this coming out?
I'm not too sure.
You're not too sure?
Yeah.
Listen, hopefully we'll still be top of the table, man.
Yeah, hopefully. You
know what I mean?
But talk to us about how it started, bro.
It's funny because I was at uni. I wasn't doing well.
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling you, I'm definitely a few years older than you.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we graduated at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, I was messing around. Like, I wasn't serious.
Yeah.
Like, I just bright, but just never applied myself.
Yeah.
I hold the record. I'm pretty sure I got kicked out of uni more than anyone.
Seriously?
Every year I just kept coming back. Like I got
How does that happen? You reapply?
Nah, it wasn't. I got lucky.
Okay, cool.
You know, like, I think it was part of God's greater plan. But first time I got kicked out, they were like, grades were way too poor. I was like, oh no, I'm sorry. Okay, cool. Randomly, they give you a blight.
Yeah.
Second year, grades just as poor. Like, I was moving dumb, like I did, not like I was dumb,
No,
but I was
obviously,
just moving dumb.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't care about school. I didn't know who I was anymore.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
wanted to do. Like, you know when people say that you should sometimes take a gap year, and traveling and stuff. You know when you got African parents, like my dad Congolese, like gap year, what for?
Come on.
To them, if you take gap year, you're never going back.
Yeah. Once you take money, you ain't gonna want
It depends on what gap year is, though, because I can't lie to you.
My
Yeah,
dad don't care.
yeah. I've got the Af mentality as well. I think it seeped into me early because that gap year to travel, bro, it's a waste of time.
They don't believe in it. Whereas in real life, to be fair,
Yeah.
Work gap year, not the IB
Okay,
for one.
work gap year, whatever you. Okay, I
even-
Yeah, not the IB for one where you're at a bar.
No, that travel one, I don't rate that either.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
gonna lie, but it depends. These days, people travel and they travel the world in a different way.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I would have never done that anyway.
Yeah, you would have done the Mali trip.
Yeah, 100%. You know, but in terms of like gap year, I think I probably needed to go work, find the value, learn the value of money,
Yeah.
the value of, you know, independence and having to pay rent and stuff like that. So I just think when everything's just given to you, you go from home, it's paid for.
Yeah.
Then you go to, you know, college, it's still paid for.
Yeah,
You go to uni, it looks like it's paid for.
Yeah.
So you're not learning anything new.
Yeah.
And so I was just there, failed first year twice, my guy. Twice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people can laugh about it as much as they want. I laugh about it now, like my friend Afo, you know, Afo.
Yeah.
Till today, if I say, yeah, we knew him in first year, we're like, who's first year? Yours or mine? It's different. But it was, in a weird way, it was one of the best things that happened to me because I went into a stage where my back was against the wall. Like I literally, it was just like, they told me, they said, listen, the only reason why I got let in the second time is because I had a friend of mine who died. He got stabbed in the heart, Charms.
Oh,
Carl.
sad, man.
And he came to visit me a couple weeks before my exams. So he comes to visit me and he, you know, they were partying, do whatever, like messing around, like just basically at my house, innit?
Yeah.
But he had the mumps and I never knew.
Yeah.
So what happened is when he left and I did the exams, like the day after the exam or something like that, I felt really ill. And then I went to the GP and it basically I'd caught the mumps.
Yeah.
So when I'd failed my exams, I was like, no, guys, like I felt sick during the whole revision, even though I didn't really. But it was like the mumps. I turned into a professor quick. I did my research, and with the mumps, you can actually catch it maybe 2 weeks before it physically appears.
Yeah.
So that was my case. So because of that, like by law, they had to let me back in. But then the professor, I can't remember his name, but he said, he goes, listen, yeah, you're back in. He goes, but we're going to put you in report.
I know who that was, I think. What did you study?
It wasn't the guy that I was with the other day. No, he was always on to me, but not him. But he said, I'm going to put you on report.
Yeah.
And if you so much of like just move left, you're out.
Wow.
And I was just like, all right, cool. And it was the first time in my life that I had to really take responsibility beyond belief. Like my life was a mess, like whether it be money, whether it be everything. So I just thought to myself, and I remember my license was taken away or something, you know, all that dumb stuff at that time.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, I have to rebuild my life from scratch. So you got the people might laugh at you like, this guy's mad, like, you know what I mean? He's not serious. And then everything's going on around you in life. But you have to like persevere, and that's one of the things that I'm really good at. Like I've learned from my dad, like, you know, like just perseverance, because he's one of those people. He come into the country, he had nothing. He had to, like a lot of parents, restart. So I got a lot of that in me.
Yeah. Facts.
So anyway, I made promises to myself. I said, listen, now that I'm gonna take uni seriously, I'm never gonna like fail at anything again. Like never. Like it's a big statement. But I was just like, I knew my capabilities more than anyone.
Yeah.
So I'm never gonna fail at anything again. And then after that, like, I just literally just went full speed ahead. And then I graduated. It made it look easy, to be honest with you. Like last year, I was hardly doing anything. I thought I was gonna go into like music or something like that, start rapping. So third year, I hardly even studied. Like, but I still finished with a high 2-1. I thought, oh man, if I was a little bit serious, I would have smashed that. If I was like a couple percentage away, I could have just got the first and whatever. But I didn't. But I didn't like school.
Yeah.
I just said, let me do this for my parents. So then I finished, did what I needed to do, and then after that, I was gonna go into music, but then something was telling me, don't go back into it, because the words of which you speak, you know, I wouldn't advise that lifestyle for you. And at that time as well, my sister fell pregnant with my niece, and I thought to myself, I don't want to be out here telling my niece, who I already knew was going to be a massive part of my life, to not do this or that, but then I'm out here doing this and that, you know, because in my house I'm a pretty like important figure, so I just wanted to set the right examples from early. And it was really difficult because at the time, like, my friends are doing exceptionally well. You know, we went uni with we see crap blowing up, you know, Stormzy in our ends. I always make reference to them. Like, it was never a jealousy thing. It was just, I knew I could somewhat do what they do somehow in the capacity of music, you know,
And there's been a lot of success from your area as well. Not even just them two. Like,
there was people that were killing it at the time. Bonkers was doing well at the time. Like, it was incredible.
And since then, there's been bare people as well.
Come on, even everything from the Michael Dappers, there's a lot of people that have done well from our sides that, you know, like, I'm talking like go to each other's house now.
They know each other basically.
Proper. So, but something was telling me, just don't. And I was just like, man, and I knew it was God speaking to me. Because I think it was like for the first time I started hearing God. For the first time, like, properly. So anyway, so then after that, I said, you know what, I'm just going to just listen and carry on.
Can I stop you there for a sec? Yeah, because there's two things the same thing happened in uni and after uni, In uni, you would have seen elements where you said that, like, with your studies, innit? But I know that you weren't, how am I trying to say what I'm trying to say? You're naturally motivated by money, but money didn't make you do certain things. How did you fight against that? Do you get what I'm trying to say? So in university, you didn't get in no mix up in order to make bread. And in
close though, but
and in after university, you saw people actively making bread off music, and you were able to choose a different path, even though you had the capacity to make music and you had the connect. Basically, how do you turn away from that?
I think at uni, I feared my mum and dad, right? More than, not even my mum. Love my mum, love you, mum, but my dad is a G. You know what I mean? Like, so
that comes from young, though, innit?
Oh, what?
Yeah, they play it
comes from young.
It's not even like, even now, big man as I am,
it's not like he's gonna wong you one, innit? But
it's not like he can. But
that
respect comes from young. Like, when I talk to people, even in football and stuff like that, like, I'll be real. Like, I'll just keep it real. Even when I'm like with Rio and that, he will tell you. He's like, till today, he said his dad. Him and Anton, they'll be like, do you think I ever swear in front of my dad? And I think, like, some of us we were just raised and built different.
It's actually mad when you think about it, because I remember, like, even I remember being like 15 in my room and my dad coughed and I jumped. I'm like, this guy didn't even beat me like that. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? But you know the respect of your mum always telling you, wait till your dad gets home. It was a thing.
There's nothing scarier than wait till I tell your father.
Bro, it's peak.
Start crying. The pre-tears are even more powerful than the post tears when you've been, you know what I mean?
Do you know when they done it? When they know they done it successfully, though, is the point where you stop getting beats, but the fear is still there.
Yeah, man.
I didn't even want the talking to.
Come on,
bruv. The talking to is even. I'd rather I get
just
beats.
Beat me and go on.
Just beat me and let me go, man.
Like, just the calling you from upstairs to go downstairs, walks. Nah, man. But everyone can act bad, innit?
Yeah.
Me, I come from a good home.
You know
facts. What I mean? But yeah, so like, at uni, it was more, like I said, my dad.
Yeah.
Post uni, it was definitely God speaking to me.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why it leads into CheekySport, because I'd finished and I started working at some job in Portsmouth and I didn't really like it.
Yeah.
I left. It was a bit of a funny thing anyway, so I left. Then I will never forget, it was 2012 because it was the Olympics, right? And it was one of the hottest summers the UK's ever had. I had no bread, fam. So there was no dates. There was nothing. I wasn't stepping out my yard for nothing. I was applying for jobs 9 to 5. Like, I said, listen, I'm not going to be one of those guys that goes uni and my degree is not put to use. I did economics and banking. We're going to use this degree. And I'm telling you, like, I would get some temp jobs. There was some jobs, like, I was actually learning on the spot when I was being rejected. People don't say the rejection stories, but I feel like they're the most important ones.
They are.
I was going for jobs in the beginning I wanted to be a data analyst. I don't know why. I just thought it was cool. So the next thing you know, in the beginning, I was terrible interviews. But then as the months were going, I was improving and improving. My presentations were better. My cover letters were better. And just things were like improving.
Yeah.
And then by the time I did 1 or 2 interviews, I landed a company called Almoral. And it was brilliant because they were also at a place where they wanted to like have a young, fresh person who, you know, has ideas, who's motivated. Did really well in the interviews. A guy called Paul Charles hired me, and I started working in pharma. I felt sick. It was a European role, so I'm traveling Europe.
I remember it, bro. I remember hearing the job title. Imagine, bro, we were all struggling for jobs when we came out of uni, and then I hear that you bagged international business, a title like that, international business something.
Junior, but still.
Yeah, but still.
You know what I mean?
I was like, bro, international role.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
And you know, for the aunties and uncles, once there's international in the job title, definitely.
Oh, mate. Every week, not every week, but I'm in Norway, Sweden,
Yeah,
Germany, Portugal, because their base was in Spain. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm in Spain, like their head office is in Spain.
Yeah.
So you're just doing, you know, random Barcelona. It was really nice. It was really, really good, and I learned a lot.
Did you feel redemption, like after obviously your experience at uni and going through the failure and and having that talk with yourself to say, look, I'm not going to fail anything, to now be at a point where your man them are like, rah, you're the guy doing bits now. You're not having to. What was that like for you?
It was interesting, but it also made me realize how God works. So I started like getting more in tune with my faith. Not to say that I was perfect, far from, but I did start understanding God more. So I remember thinking, oh, okay, so you could be the first and you end up being the last, and you can be the last and you'll be the first.
My goodness.
Oh, so this is what this scripture means. So you start seeing it play out.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That was actually hard.
You see it and you're like, oh, okay, cool. So then after that, but there was always something within me that wanted to do my own thing.
Yeah.
You know, and again, I advise pharmaceuticals. You know, it's a brilliant career. And I don't mean pharmaceuticals where you've studied science. I was in commercial department. You could be in logistics, you could be in finance, you could be anywhere, but it's a very well paid industry. I never left it because it was a struggle. It's actually a really good industry. And I advise it, man. Take a look at it if you can. I started working for AstraZeneca, the guys who did the jabs and that. AZ. And I'd moved up to Luton, whatever, and just before I moved to Luton, I started doing the CheekySport thing. And I remember sitting down with Nick. I come up with the name. I know Nick was a bit like, you know, but because no one really could see the vision. It's cool, but no one knows, innit?
Yeah.
It's funny because the brand is what becomes powerful after you've breathed into it, basically, breathe life into it. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
And I just remember being at his yard, just coming up with some names. I was like, oh, how about CheekySport? He's like, yeah, that's all right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then
He was like, work in progress.
you know. And then after that, what I did is I started seeing WhatsApp chats. And at the time, this is now 2014, everybody's like, you've come off BB, you're now on WhatsApp. And WhatsApp, everyone was just throwing memes. You know, the Mario Balotelli. Like, and I just thought there was a couple man that were funny in the chats. Your Jidays, your Afos, them man were hilarious to me. Your brother, like loads of people, And I just thought to myself, right, like my brethren are funny. Why am I not getting paid for this? That was my attitude. Why am I not getting paid for this? I don't know who I thought I was, but I had that confidence.
This is early though, because now we understand that if you can create any kind of entertainment, education, any kind of value, it's content, and you could be paid for it. Back then, it was not that whatsoever. At all. Like for me, not even in the slightest.
So then what I did is I sat there and I said, what's the next steps? Because celebrities started tweeting normal people. Remember back
I remember that shift.
I
remember that shift.
Like, raw, they're tweeting a regular
man. Going back and forth.
Oh my God. I couldn't believe it. And this is even before Instagram was really popping
doing this.
Like So, but here's the most important thing, and I want everybody to take this. And I'm not afraid of saying this because for me, it just shows what God can do. And I'm not at my finish line yet as well, so I don't mind. I said, I want to create a platform where I one day can share my opinions with the likes of Ian Wright and Rio Ferdinand.
You said that?
I said that.
Cold.
That was... because these are the guys that I could relate to from South.
And roughly 10 days ago, you were with?
Both of them.
I've done... At the EAFC.
Obviously, I've done...
You've done bits with it, but I'm just saying that you said that back then.
Specific one.
It's crazy.
So anyway, so that's what I started with. So then what I did is I said, okay, cool, that's my motto. My personal motto. It wasn't a company motto, it was my personal one. So then after that, I asked a few of my friends, I said, listen, I want to create like a talk show thingy where we can like cover it up with memes and, you know, like see if we can create something on YouTube. I don't know. And then they were like, okay, no, before I did that, I went on YouTube and I saw if there was anyone doing it. There was Arsenal Fan TV, Robbie had started, and there was something called Full Time Devils. Like they were the two. And then I thought, okay, cool, park that for a second. I rented a room from my boy Elliot. Shout out to Elliot Blake. His mum owns a modelling agency, so they let me rent the room for cheap. I went, I made sure I got crisp or whatever. I hollered at Bear with my friends. I said, listen, you know, here's some questions. I got a TV from somewhere, and you know, like I got my boy Odot, who he's the one who actually filmed it for me.
Yeah.
Back then, I said, all right, cool. Called everyone. Even people like Fretz Luke came down.
Yeah,
everyone,
yeah.
even though they weren't, not everyone was part of it.
Yeah.
But people were just there.
Yeah,
and got
yeah,
involved.
yeah.
And I thought, this is sick. We finished it. The editing is on YouTube. It's crap, but I knew there was something there.
So, from the inception of the idea, you're sitting down with Nick. You've made the name. To recording and putting the first episode on YouTube, what was like the timeline between them two?
Probably a couple months. I moved quick, man.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
Yeah, maybe even less.
The next thing I want to ask is what you spent, right, by way of time and money on like equipment and getting things right. Like we got to go into that because, like we always say, a lot of people don't know the ins and outs that goes into it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? The late nights, the setting up, the planning, the writing, the questions, the paying for stuff without any idea of whether you're going to get a return or not.
Yeah,
Or probably knowing that you're not going to get one.
Yeah, I just started investing in like cameras and stuff, and I'm till now. I can't lie, I'm not great at using cameras. I don't need to now.
Yeah.
But like, I look then and I think to myself, like I was just spending. Like I remember the first camera I had was a Canon, and it was like I don't even think it was a 5D. I think it was a Canon 5D, and I'm not even great with cameras, but I remember those names because that's what I was looking at. It was like a Canon, and it was second hand. And I bought a couple like lenses as well. Didn't really know what the lenses did. I kind of asked Odo. I said, "What about that?" You go, "Yeah." I go, "All right, cool." Like,
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, like, you know, we were just trying.
Yeah.
You know, like borrow a camera here, do this, do that, and I'll never forget, man. When we did that first show, and then I asked people, and I said, "Hey, do you want to come back the next week?" Oh, sorry, bro, man, got things to do. So I remember then making a closer group with David and Akeem. Jermaine weren't even involved at this time, and I said, listen, I said, I want to do this for you guys down. They were like, yeah, I'm down. Even Jide in the beginning was there. And Ryan, as time goes though, people, you know what I mean, they're going to do their own thing, which is normal. But, and then it just stayed me, David, Akeem, and then Jermaine came on.
Yeah.
So I remember me and David, we had some presenters, because in the beginning I wasn't in front of camera, I was behind the camera.
Okay.
I had hired presenters from like Star Now or some website.
Yeah, no, Star Now. Big up Star Now. If you want to go on TV, jump on that.
And then after that, pay us if you want to. And then after that, I said, I got these presenters and they kept like always flopping and they were never really good. And I literally paid what you paid.
Yeah.
I signed up for free. They were all free and they all did their own free thing. You know what I mean? Like, so then after that, one of the guys says to me, oh man, you want to start going to games? Because I started going to games by this time, filming people. I was no good, like filming people in their nostrils, like Adam McCullough, Robbie. Like I was just trying to find something.
You know what? Yeah, this sounds all very like normal, but bro, it's do you know what it is to go to a football match and then after a game you're trying to grab fans for an interview?
No one was doing this. People were like,
it's a graft.
If you're not Arsenal fan TV, we don't want to talk to you. Like proper people, they might as well just spat on me the way they used to talk to me. You know what I mean? Like, and it was just, but you have to have that resilience, innit? Like you have to like that humility. You need to be like, okay, cool. I need to do what I do.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm serious about people's time, because if you know the time that people do stuff with, even today, I said I left early because I wanted to make sure I got here on time, because I know that it doesn't matter if you've got 1 million subscribers or 0 subscribers, the time that it takes for you to do this, set up, do this, do that, bro, it's a big thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like that's why I'm like with our guests, when our guests come in, you just try to make sure that everything is, you know what I mean, ready for it, because it's time.
It's time, yeah.
And it's truth. Time is money.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? so anyway, so then after that, I said to David one day, I said, David, like, this presenter, he's saying he don't want to go to Manchester, whatever it is. He said, it's too hard. The presenter said, if you're trying to go to every stadium, it's going to be too hard. And I was mad disappointed, like heartbroken. I was thinking, this prick don't want to work hard. And I don't like people who don't work hard. I hate people who don't work hard, bro.
Yeah.
I just think, bro, this coward. And then I called Kaz, property Kaz.
Oh, yeah.
And I was chatting to him. I was in the office. I'll never forget at the time. I said, Kaz, man, this presenter's just giving me a hard time. And Kaz says to me, he said, well, that's right, Joel. Because it's going to be hard. Because if everyone could do it and you stick to one club, then everybody would be doing it.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's difficult and no one's doing it is the reason why you should do it.
Facts.
And it's funny because I remind him that he said that to me, but he doesn't even remember that he said it to me.
But it also show the importance of the people around you.
Facts.
Have you always had a network of people? Like, how have you found? Because one of the things that I find is like we'll do events and people come on their own and they'll be like, I tried to invite my friends, nobody wanted to come. I tried to do.
See those people? Like I usually in life, some people they'll say this is how I am and it is. Sometimes I go, yeah, but if you're not prepared to go to certain places by yourself, you're never going to come out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
You're never going to reach your full potential because in everything you do, even if you're doing this as a group, there always comes a point when you're doing it at a certain level
You have to go.
where it's just you and your soul.
Come on.
And it's late hours and it's just you. You carry on.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And everything in you wants to quit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're even lucky you got a wife that can say, come on, babes. Come on,
when I get home,
I didn't even
someone rub my back when I get home.
I just had to tell myself, come on, Joel. You know what I mean? Because there's nothing you can do, bro. Nothing you can do. So I advise people who, you know, I know you might say, oh, you know, I'm not really good talking with people, or, you know, I'm a bit of an introvert, or whatever people say. I always say, listen, man, the Bible calls us out to do certain things. And the Bible doesn't say, well, if you're an introvert, you should chill a little bit. Or if you don't like, you know, our job is to go out there and preach the gospel, right? There isn't a limit. Do you get where I'm coming from? So that's why I always say I'm not perfect, but I will tell you what it is. So then even when I'm doing wrong, you can tell me, Joe, you know what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I always say, look, man, you might not naturally be outgoing. You might not naturally, but trust me, man, it's something you can do, or you'll be able to do in your own way. It might not necessarily be going into rooms and you might not be Kevin Hart, but you'll still have a way about you. You know, you'll be a Stephen Butler. There's people that are go-getters, but in their own ways. So I encourage you, please don't limit yourself, because so many dreams are killed and they're taken to the grave because you didn't push yourself out of your comfort zone.
Facts, man. That uncomfortable feeling is at the growing point, basically. Do you get what I'm trying to say? When you get into them positions. I think this podcast is good for me in it because I've got two people here who had a significant impact on my path, basically.
Really?
Yeah, because E-Man, of course, I've known E-Man since I was a child. And E-Man had an impact on my career going into finance and banking. You lot know this already. And then further to that, I saw E-Man doing the financial literacy thing on socials, innit? And it's funny, E-Man, you don't know this, but at the beginning of CheekySport, one of my friends wanted to do like a football video podcast as well, innit? And it was going well. And he said that Tipsy will jump on as a presenter, innit? And these times I hadn't done social media or anything like that. But you know what I'm like anyway. I understand why he said it, innit? I'm just saying, you know me, I'm trying anything. But until that point, I already had about 35 different businesses. 35 different businesses that I tried to fail. Like, you know me, I've tried everything, bro. Literally everything. Let me go for the tangent. There was one point I was trying to do a business that I was trying to get ahead of the curve. You know, people that do, you know, when LiPo was blowing up bare, BBLs and that. So I said, what's the next thing, innit? There was like one machine that you could buy that freezes the fats.
I know that one. Shit.
With cryotherapy.
Yeah.
Machine was at £6. I studied it, you know. I was like, maybe I could do this. I'll bust it in London. But anyways, that's how my mind was going. I was ready to try anything. So my brother just like, come be a presenter for football. I'm like, I'll come. I came, I done it, and I think that this is just kind of like the way God works in it, because pandemic put that on hold basically. But prior to that, I already saw what you were doing, and Joel saw the football stuff as well. He was like, bro, you can do. I think I started doing some property stuff just before the football stuff, and Joel was like, bro, trust me, there's a gap in the market for the property stuff, especially where you're doing it with your wife. You two can blow it wide open, basically. And you always came in and checked in as we were going along. So I want to ask, I already know for Eman, innit, but I want to ask you, yeah, how does it feel like when you use your story to impact others, basically?
I keep it real. I hear it a lot. I did Troops' podcast a few days ago, and I actually discovered Troops is the maddest thing.
Crazy.
Yeah. And I told him after he was doing stuff with us, I was always like, you also should do AFTV. So I would push. I'm never someone that likes to like hold people back or whatever. Like, but I own it as well.
Yeah.
There's bare man that I've just found and I said, right, you're sick. Or that's always been a talent of mine. Or if I ain't found you, I've at least worked with you to do something greater. We worked together. Whether I was doing mixtapes in the ends and I was working with people that were already talented and we were just pushing it out further. Or whatever it was, I've always had that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, hopefully Diddy ain't locked up by the time this comes out, but that kind of like Diddy work together, you know what I mean, without taking all the cut, you know what I mean. Like, so it was like I've always, that's something till today. I can spot you something from early, bro. Like, it don't matter, and I'm honest with it as well, because I was. It wasn't like don't come into football because I'm doing football.
Yeah, of course.
It was more like, and we had a relationship where I could say to him, I said, bro, like, I could see. I sat there and I thought, oh my days, how would I feel like if there was someone who looked like me, who could advise me about property? Mad thing. On socials, there was nothing like it. I just thought, this is insane. Like when he was saying the idea, and then he was saying he was doing it with his wife, and at the time, you know, the couples thing was, do you know what I mean? Like, I just thought, yo, this is a winner. But what you did that was different is you didn't just ride the we're together wave. You know, like you could have done that and it could have just been like, hey, we're together. Like, but you guys are so sick that you do your individual stuff. You know what I mean? Sometimes you'll be like, sorry, babes, I'm on channel 4.
I'm doing my thing.
I'm bringing back the bacon for all of us. And it's never in a, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, facts.
So he's done it so well to the point where you're a unit and you can just see you're a unit in your own way. You know what I mean? And that's why, man, I always give like you props and anyone else that I've worked with, man. So I just think you lot are just doing a wicked job, man.
I appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
And I think that the ability to be able to, I think this is one thing that we need in our community more, being able to be honest with people as well. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And not always, I think that sometimes when someone says something to you, always think it's coming from a bad place. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Because you could have said that, I could have been thinking, this guy doesn't want me because my team's about to be bigger than his.
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
But I literally, you and think about it, that's like me in my own space. There's presenters that I work with that do exactly what I do. And sometimes I say, you know what? Yeah, do X, Y, and Z. Because I truly believe that obviously some dreams should be kept for yourself. You shouldn't tell everyone your dreams, otherwise they're dream killers that are out there. But at the same time, I truly believe in my gift that no one can do what I do. My gift might not be to get 1 million views like KSI. That might not be my gift. But getting things going, pulling people together, starting things, looking at deals, making sure that people get the best value for their money, making sure that we're tight, making sure that even when I fail, because that happens, when I fail, I'm able to make things right. I'm able to build people's career paths. That's my skill. Do you get where I'm coming from? And I present as well on top of it and other stuff. But the real skill behind even the presenting is all of that stuff.
I think that one thing I want to get into is that a lot of people see the business that you make, right? And it kind of looks like a dream, but people don't know how much time and money goes behind it. Like, there's so much risk in business. Like, whenever something new is launched, you actually have to bet on yourself, right? Money and time. Do you know what I'm trying to say? How's that been for you?
I think it's all I know. So I can't say, oh yeah, you know what, on Tuesday it was difficult. But it's all I know. You know, I went into full-time doing what I was doing in 2016. When people hear full-time, they think, oh, great, he's in full-time.
That's what they think, innit?
No, I was full-time, but I was smart enough to go home. You know what I mean? Like, I was smart enough to go back home. I had a little one. Yeah. And, you know, at the time, I had just thought, let me just be easy for a bit, because the reality is I need to get my finances right whilst I, you know, whatever. And then, thankfully, things, you know, did well and stuff like that. But even during those times, bro, there's some months where, you know what I mean, at one point where, especially when the industry's new, you know this. We spoke about it on the phone the other day.
Yeah.
Some months those brand deals were coming, you're like, oh, I'm rich. You know what I mean?
We spoke about that,
bro. You know what I mean? But the reality is, you have some months when it would be slow before, and you're like, rah, this is it. I'm done. You know what I mean?
It literally feels like that.
Feels like that, you feel like you're 1 month away from.
Yeah,
honestly,
this finished now.
I would be like, rah, like I would have my CV. I always had my CV on deck.
Come on.
I was like, I worked at AstraZeneca. That's a big name. It's a big name. I should
You're
be able
yourself.
to. I should be, bro. I remember I would at one point. This is earlier on though. At one point, I would take interviews, phone call interviews, just to sharpen up my just to sharpen up my skills. I'm like, I got a baby to feed. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, so you know, and you know, it wasn't easy because of, you know, you're not with the mum, but you're I'm come on, if man knows me, bro, my child, I'm there. You know what I mean? Like, active. So there's no bro, I'm there. Whether it be discipline, whether it be fun, whether it be, you know, anything. Church, bro, man, there for my one. So I had to just make sure that I always did enough to, you know what I mean? Like, make sure that everyone was right. Yeah. And, you know, like, I'm not even going to lie, man. Like, you know, Primark was my friend. You know, like, when it comes to my little one, because I used to look and think, she doesn't need bare stuff at the moment. She's going to grow out of this in exactly 3 to 5, 6 months. So I'm not saying she never got anything but that. Yeah. But I remember saying to her mum, I said, I'll get her the basics and I'll make sure that all the basics are covered. You get her the stuff, you know, that is the fancy stuff. Because then at least I know that I'm doing my job. You know what I'm saying? And then I would buy her trainers bigger than her size all the time. So if let's just say I got like a lump sum of money, I would just like buy loads of trainers and trainers for the future, because I knew that even if let's just say I went through a rough patch, she was always going to be fine.
That thing is so funny, not funny, but that example just really highlights what we're talking about, because a lot of people full-time, let's just say corporate job, and business entrepreneurship sounds nice, but listen to what you're saying. Like, you get paid a lump sum and you're basically buying trainers for the next 6 months. Just because you don't know. 6 months, a year. Basically, just because you don't know, like, it's crazy. Like,
I didn't know what was going to happen. You know, this social media thing is new. We're probably the type of guys that made it cool. Obviously, the others around us as well, but we're part of that batch that's made it. But I'm telling you, man, it wasn't easy. But thank God that sports was, till today, is a field that is advanced compared to others.
Definitely. 100%.
Especially football, because football, you know what I mean? So then what happened is, after we came back from the Euros in 2016, we started building relationships, whether it be with your Nikes. I went to World Cup 2018 with Nike.
Is this for CheekySport, yeah?
Yeah, and then I also went back again because it was in Russia. So I also went with EA Sports. And so I started building all these relationships, all these fantastic people that we've worked with, the Kerry Williams of this world. You know, they would go do his stuff as well. Akeem would go do his stuff as well. So we all kind of like had these great relationships. And then what happens after a while is you become trustworthy if you're good. So then when people want to do projects, so for example, during lockdown was brilliant for me because I was helping Nike dispatch their Air Max 90 days. Yeah. But it was all online. So we had to use the rules, COVID, and dispatch their content and use our so, you know, then I thought, oh mate, I might as well just do this agency thing more. Yeah. Because you become an agency, really, you supply a service to the brands. Yeah. So then I started doing that. And then, you know, like not working with David anymore. He's, you know, sometimes you work with your friends. It doesn't always, you know, work out. Yeah. And that's just the truth. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? He's been able to go off and do good things. He's doing really well in boxing. Akeem is doing really well in like food and peanut butter. That guy's got a streaming app. So
Crazy.
Everyone's been able to go off. And Jermaine's now Mr. Murky. Do you know what I mean? I call him Mr. Murky. He is Stormzy's A&R. He's a guy that Stormzy listens to. Full stop. So that's my really good friend right there. You know what I mean? Like really good friend.
Yeah.
So you go through all these things, life, innit? And then you just but I figured out my thing. You know, figuring out what it works for me and stuff like that. And then after that, I had a good relationship with Rio, because prior to the World Cup in 2018, I was at a shoot. I'd met him loads of times before. Yeah. And by this time, you've met all the footballers in the world, by the way. But you've already met everyone. Yeah. But I just remember loving the Five brand when I used to grow up.
Yeah.
I used to just think, oh my gosh, you are one of the first footballers that's got a YouTube channel. I used to see Jeremy Lynch and that dude does videos of Ronaldo and Billy Wingrove, like F2. I used to think, what? Like a regular guy like me can be standing next to Ronaldo. Even though I'm an Arsenal fan, I'm still a football fan. I'm thinking, no. You know what I'm saying? This is lit. So then when I did a shoot with Rio and Marcus Rashford. This is when Marcus Rashford first come in the scene. Right. Like when his nose was too big for his head. That Marcus Rashford. Like we was at St. George's Park, the England camp, and we were doing some stuff. And we just smashed it with Cal Freezy, all these other YouTubers, SV2, really good guys, Casey, whatever. So we're there and I absolutely smashed the role. And in fact, I smashed it even more because Cal was supposed to be the lead, but Cal was late. I don't know what he was doing. Typical YouTuber. Yeah. I saw him yesterday just making money at some golf event. But anyway, he's late. So then I thought, I'm stepping up.
That's an ongoing theme, right? Preparing for the position, because all the work that you did previously made you ready to smash that position, because that's an opportunity that may not come again.
Hey, Rio, we was acting, so we was doing a role, and we hadn't pre-planned.
Yeah.
I think Rio was even a little bit late, but by the time he came on, I was already in character. And we was doing the character thing. I even threw up the video on Five a while ago, and people were like, "Oh my gosh, that's the story, isn't it?" Yeah, that's the first time like we worked together properly.
Yeah.
And then after that, like after the work was done, but the work was done well. I was just like, bro, like I'm a fan of your Five stuff. Like I would really think we should do some stuff. You CheekySport, and because Rio's always been a visionary. Like he's always someone like. He sees social media first, or he sees YouTube first, and he was just like, yeah, all right, cool, like let's. He was like, you know what I mean? Like,
is he very serious?
Off camera, he can be. Like I think on camera, you know what I mean? I slate him, but I always say that it's the African in me.
Yeah.
Off camera, that's the boss, bruv. Yeah. I'm supplying a service to you, fam.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, it's not boss like. You're not allowed your own opinion or whatever it is, but I just think it's normal things, bro. Just talk to people with mad respect and remember who you are and where you are. It's not to say you can't, but I'm very like strict on that, innit? I think it's an African thing. When I see certain people talk to people and you're calling a man that's way older than you a dick or something like that, I just think, geezer, what is going on?
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No, but you know what? You said something that I want to draw back on, because I feel like it's a proper gem, especially for young people now. So you lot did a CheekySport thing. You brought your friends in. Were they getting paid at that time when you first? Yeah. So when they first started, like, and you said, okay, let's do this regularly. Yeah. But it wasn't. Was it a lot? Was it? Was it just like just? Right. And then after that, because they put that time and effort and work in and took that seriously, they've all now been able to go on and do other things. And so for me, I always like to remind young people that actually the money is in the experience, not in the money that you get. Exactly. Sometimes there's so much chasing the checks because we look at the money, but the reality is the experience that they got there has led to bigger checks and ongoing. And if you didn't set that up, that opportunity, and they didn't say, okay, you know what? Because sometimes you say, I would rather go to a corporate company that's been established and I can say I worked at this, I worked at that. But actually them believing in, okay, let's try this, has now led them onto greatness.
Great experiences. But you talk about monies and checks, that's what killed the channel. Because we started taking so many brand deals over our regular content that got us there in the first place that it killed our YouTube channel. And again, people are ashamed to say it, but we were one of the very first few black channels that had hit over 100,000. Now that might not be a lot now, but at the time, do you know what I mean? Like, and it wasn't just 100,000. We were providing unique content that you couldn't find anywhere. So whether it be pranking footballers, and I'm talking like your world-class footballers, like, you know, and the reason why it was unique is because you couldn't do that in other countries because of the size of the UK. You can't do that in basketball because you have so many different states, and in order to do it with every team weekly, it's not possible. Spain is too big. You know, whereas in England, the furthest place you're driving is Newcastle. Now that's a stretch, but it's not Newcastle every week. It could be Newcastle once a year, maybe twice, and you stay the night. But in the rest, you could do Manchester in a day. Even though it's difficult, you can do Liverpool. It's 5-6 hour drive each way. You can do it. Do you see what I'm saying? Like all this other stuff, and then I would then go home and I would edit the videos the same night. Or sometimes when it got too much because my body started suffering, like literally suffering.
I can imagine.
So I would go to sleep, wake up, go pick up Zara. I would always be ready to pick up my daughter at 7:45 a.m. regardless. I could be anywhere in the country. I was back by that Monday morning at 7:45 to pick up Zara. Wouldn't tell her mum what I've done, where I've been or whatever, because it's not really, that's not the concern. I was there to pick up my child. Do you feel me? And then I would, you know, come back. My sister's been a massive help because, you know, with my niece, they've always been really close. And I'll come back and I'll do my edits. And it was, honestly, when I think back of that period, I just think, man, God's taken me through a lot, man. Like, a lot.
You mentioned your daughter a lot, I guess. Do you see that as wealth or as something that you value dearly? Because obviously, like you said, a lot of people would have said, oh, I'm finishing here late. Oh, can you do this? But you said, no, I must do this. Where does that come from?
Again, man, like I got a mum. I was blessed to be raised with my mum and dad. My dad would never leave me. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's all I know. You know, he would never leave me. Or, you know, my mum. You know what I mean? Till now, my mum messaged me earlier on today. I haven't passed by the house. She says, oh, I've got such and such and such and such cooked. I said, oh, thanks, Mum. I'm going to pass by, you know, when I come back after the podcast, I'll pass by. And that's just the type of parents I've got. Bruv, they jar me, bruv, to the max. All the time. But, you know, that real love. And I talk about God and my daughter a lot because this is my life. I'm not, again, I always say it doesn't mean I'm perfect. It doesn't mean I'm this holy person, but I wouldn't be doing myself justice if I came here and I didn't speak about the people that have had an impact on my life, the things that have had an impact. So I'm not ashamed.
Of course.
Do you know where I'm coming from? I can say, I'm, you know, even though I was doing really good before, I was doing well. But being part of the Five project was a new thing for me, and I really enjoyed it. I can go and say, oh, that was smart of Rio for seeing the vision, because it wasn't straight away that he said, oh, come and do Five. It was, okay, stay in touch with my commercial manager. And then I would go to meetings with Chris, you know, shout out to Chris. I'll go to meetings with him.
Is that a commercial manager?
Yeah, Rio's at Neuro Global.
Did you get any pushback or any times you have to double email? Because I feel like that's one thing that a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't want to double email.
They don't want to feel like they're pushing you on their desperate.
You have to.
But you have to.
But that's normal.
Yeah, but
I'm not sitting there thinking, oh, I had to.
No, but you're saying it's normal, but that's for you because you've got that kind of drive. But there's a lot of people that do need to know that if you want something, anything worth having, you're gonna have to go there and grab it.
I'm not gonna spam you.
Yeah, not
but
gonna spam you.
I'll give it I'll give it a little stretch. You know what I mean? Like,
just checking you've seen this.
Just want to follow up on my last email,
bro. I'm not, and I'll keep it real because we're here and you want to hear the truth. So I'm not gonna do the shy thing. Bro. Flipping, I just done a Kevin Prince Boateng interview. The guys can be hard to get hold of. I'll be like, Kevin, I need to follow up with you because I need to, you know, do whatever we want to talk about. He's gone walkies again. And then he messages me yesterday when Arsenal beat City. I'm thinking, big man. we got a meeting.
You've been texting him about the meeting, and then when he wants to talk to you about Arsenal, he WhatsApp you. There's people that do that, you know.
Gerrard Piqué was supposed to go to Spain. I'm directing something with Harry Pinero, who's got a series called Beyond the 90. Talking to his woman, fantastic team, by the way, so I can't even, but she's got a lot of things going on. You know what I mean? So I don't take it personally. Like, I can't. You know what I'm saying? Some people, quick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, some people it's even direct, quick. But some people, you have to jump hoops.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're doing Mario Balotelli soon. That one's gonna be.
Yeah.
I'm already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This guy could cancel You know what I mean? On the morning.
Nah, it would be. That one's gonna blow.
And then he's gonna say, "Why always me?"
Yeah.
You know
That one's
what I
gonna
mean?
blow. Do you know why that one's gonna blow regardless? Because anything that goes wrong, he's got history.
Yeah.
He's got a history of just doing mad stuff. Like there's this story about how another one about how at halftime he just came on with the old kit for his team.
Did
when
he
he was
do that?
Yeah.
Which team?
So I think they changed. What team? It was one of the teams in Italy,
Okay.
and they changed kits in it, and then like at halftime he got fed up and just came out with the old one.
Why?
Bro, everything about him is wild.
Do you know, I was on FaceTime with him randomly, yeah? And, like, Kevin Prince says, really good guy, Kevin Prince. And, bro, what a guy. He's like, hey, man, Joe, you should do Mario Balotelli. I said, oh, Prince, but I ain't got no contact for him. And he goes, oh, okay, no worries. So then we start talking. And the next thing you know, my man, because he's wild as well, isn't it? Like, my man just pulls out his phone, he just puts it in the face. And it's Mario Balotelli with no clothes on. I'm like, obviously you can't see it, but he just had no clothes. I was just thinking, I was like, how you doing, Mario? You all right, yeah? He's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, man, we need you to come on. You got a story that needs to be told. He's like, yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking to myself, bro, like, you have to be ready, innit?
Yeah.
Like, there's so many random situations, you just have to be ready, and you have to know that it doesn't always go down the way you want it to go the first time. Innit?
But is it crazy that number one, your job is what we love. Like, we talk about football, we love, we watch these things, and this is what you get paid to do. One, but then two, now these footballers know who you are.
You know what? Yeah, when Arsenal beat City, my phone went off with footballers or ex-footballers, both, more than my friends.
Think about that.
And I'm not acting like I'm the guy that knows it all. Because some people, it's just that IG thing and that's it. Which is cool. You know what I mean? Or if you're at the right event and there's players there and whatever. I was even surprised. I was at some events and a lot of the players knew that, yeah, bruv, your team, like when we scored, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm there, like raw, like I'm at certain places, just I happen to be somewhere and, you know, Jack Wilshere's there. I'm thinking, bro, that was one of my favourites. Do you know what I mean? You know, like, you score and Arsenal score and you give Mason Mount the look like, you know what I mean? Like, because, so you're looking and I was saying to you, like, you know, Madison and all these, like, I'm not saying that I'm mates with all of these guys. Some of these guys might just be like, I'm sure that's the guy online. But some of them, it's kind of like, you know what I mean? So I'm thankful that bit by bit, we're making a name. And by the time God is finished, it's going to be clear that we are legends in the team. And it's going to be clear.
Everything's going in that direction. I think that one thing that's adding to it as well is that, I don't know if you guys have watched or started watching the Beckham documentary.
Yes.
But back then, they wanted everybody to be like a militarian. But nowadays, like the young footballers, like you say, like there was even a shift where footballers like started watching social media clips about football and were able to freely talk about what they watched, or even allowed to do stuff like play FBL. Like back in the day, do you remember like back in the day? If you heard a player was playing FBL
you'd be like,
and they had
what?
someone from another club, it'd be insane.
Bro.
Now these men will post it.
Bro, the maddest thing is, I like that show Blue Therapy. I don't watch a lot of stuff, but Blue Therapy, bro, footballers will tell you, bro, oh my days, the new season of Blue Therapy. Yes! Man's watching that, cuz.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, and even fan content.
Yeah.
Some people might look down on fan content. Oh, fan content, bro. They watch.
They watch fan content.
Like the way Troops and Aubameyang was, I was just like, that's man's club captain.
Yeah.
And he's quoting Troops.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, he's doing an interview with him soon, still.
Swear.
I don't know if I was supposed to say or not Troops, but I did.
No, but
Exclusive.
But it just goes to show when, like, okay, we are here watching.
Yeah.
But it's got to the point now where they're watching us.
Yeah.
They care about us. Like even now, Arsenal Fan TV having to go to AFTV because so many people got so big that the club say, listen, People are confusing us, and like we're one. We need you to change. Like, that's how big like it's got, to the point where I know that when I finish now, I have obviously Arsenal doing well. I never used to watch. Now I watch the Goldberg brother of Man United. I watched that because I know the years. Yeah, I know how long I've been watching them and are laughing at us. I watched all the. I watched the Chelsea
Housen.
man. I've never done it before, but since
it's part of our life.
It's
now.
now.
We're in a golden era where what we're doing is really like, you finish the game, you watch your analysis from whatever broadcasters, and then you make sure that a few hours later or whatever it is, you're on socials, you're watching the posts, you're seeing the memes, you go to your favorite content creators. Do you know what I mean? I'm hot, bruv. After that thing, I'll tell you, come see me on Vibe with Five tomorrow at 5 p.m. Do you know what I mean? Like, but it's all part of everything you do. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm thankful to be part of like people's lives that way in what we do. That's why sports is sick, man.
Yeah. On that note, what we always like to ask on the podcast, is that through your career, right? And this could be just experience, career, life, whatever it is, can you name us what you'd say is your biggest W and one of your biggest L's?
My biggest W was listening to God, but when I finished uni, and I thought, what do you mean not go into music?
It's true.
Like, what do you mean? And I thought the W was me working in pharmaceuticals. Hey, you know what, God, I'm traveling the world. I had no idea what He had planned for me.
Come on.
And I don't just mean what I'm doing, at Five, and I'm talking about as a whole. And I know that there's honestly, there's so much more, that even I can't even fathom. I'm even expectant of the big things to come. Do you get where I'm coming from? Like, I would say jokes to people. I say, bruv, I will be sitting down with Jay-Z one day at a table. And some people are like, you're chatting rubbish. I go, well, if you look at everything I've done so far, I think the impossible has already been done. If I'm to be honest with you. You know what I mean? And I say Jay-Z as an example. It could be anyone. Sometimes I'm at certain events, or I do certain things, or I'm managing certain projects on the low, or whatever it is. I just think, man, who would have thought? And it was all goes back to when I listened to God back then, and I think, Jesus, man, I'm glad I listened to you, because otherwise I would have thought I was in the right path. And then the day you die, and He goes, oh, it's a shame that you didn't create that football empire. Like, what football? What are you talking about? You don't want that to be your life.
And one of your biggest L's, that has to be the biggest, but it's always good for people to understand that it's not all rosy.
I just took, back in, I would say, especially in like the 2017-18 times, and it was difficult because we needed the money, but I think if we had not taken as many like brand deals, as great as it sounds, everyone wants to put their hashtag ad. Like, one of the, Robbie has taught me from AFTV, is that, look, that guy, rain, sleet or snow, AFTV is going to be uploaded on YouTube after an Arsenal match. Yes, he might have a sponsor on it as part of the thingy, but he's never said, I'm going to go get a bigger bag somewhere else and miss out on AFTV. It's supposed to be there. That guy come like a TV channel, like EastEnders. You expect it at that time. That's what you're going to get. That's it. And that level of commitment, especially when no one's your boss, you're your own boss. It's harder than what people will ever think, because even people who are YouTubers, they'll go through stages where people leave and die. And they go, oh, you know what? I can't upload this week, guys. And we even understand. Even some of our favorite YouTubers, they've done it. But that guy, if he's not been there, Cecil's there. And Cecil's only been there for the last 2 years, by the way. So that means that for the other 7 years or whatever, 8 years, it was just him. Whether someone's passed away, whether this has happened,
think about it.
It's crazy.
The guy's been there.
It's consistent.
So he's picked his content over the big bag. And I think that's so tough for anyone to do. Even black people, sorry to say it, but,
foresight.
But I wish that there were times where I had said, nah, you know what? Do this, do that. But there was more of a togetherness in, achieving this whole do this, do that. Because by now we would have been over 1 million subscribers deep. Talk about earning, you probably would have just been earning off ad revenue alone. If you're doing 3, 4, 5 videos a week, you would have been comfy of that anyway. And then if people come on board, you know, like I look at SV2. SV2, if you guys don't know about him, all the kids love him. I respect him highly. I'm really good friends with his brother Sammy. And SV2 has been growing his YouTube channel since he was like 16. The guy's like 23 now. If he's not a millionaire now, I'll be surprised. But if he's not, he's very close to it. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes I ask him, can I borrow your G-Wagon? You know what I mean? Like just for bants. But he's the example. I'm just trying to set the scene so you know how well this 22-year-old, 23-year-old has done. I'm talking multiple houses. You know what I mean? Like just comes from a really good home. So everything, when he's made the money, everything's been set up for him nicely. You know, it's massive shout out to his brother. But you will never see him sacrifice his content. Never. The guy is 2-3 million subscribers deep. We even tell him, bro, you're so big, you need to start moving with other YouTubers. I'm trying, man, I don't know. But the reality is, doesn't really need to. Because he's made his content. You talk about Goldbridge. Mark Goldbridge is saying, Stephen Howson, obviously, I think Five has helped Howson massively. But independently as well, it's Stephen Howson. So I've had to now step back and go, okay, cool, maybe that might not be my thing for YouTube, but for social media, that's the thing. So our TikTok is really powerful. Really powerful. You know, and not just that, my projects. So because my offline name is strong, I can get booked. I get booked in industries that are nothing to do with football.
Exactly.
Now I'm talking behind the scenes. I could be growing a drink brand's socials right now. You're not gonna know.
So like, I see what you're saying.
Because it's the same. It's the same thing. Maths. It's the same science. Just applying it to a different industry. But it's the same maths. You know
what I mean? I've done it for trainers. I've done it for, and I don't go and say
they've seen your work. Your work speaks for itself.
You got a CV, bro.
And that's the importance of creating something.
And not just a CV, a team, a good team.
Facts.
No.
Separately.
So the CheekySport team is still a separate team that supplies services. That's been so important for me to keep. And it's helped me massively.
No, understood. I was going to say separately, you two were on the same thing at one point, innit?
When?
What's that?
Indeed.
Oh, the campaign,
It was on the same thing. One last question for you, bro. Very important one. It's a scenario, yeah? It's World Cup 2026 in America.
It's going to be mad. Plans already flying for that one.
Exactly.
I promise you.
And it's insanely busy. You got 10 seconds. Paparazzi's there and they're saying, Joe, take a picture of a footballer. Thierry Henry's to your left, Ronaldo's to your right.
R9?
R9. CR7. And you have to be honest. Who you take a picture of?
It's got to be a Thierry thing.
You reckon?
Are you crazy?
That, for me, that's my guy.
Let's catch him.
Even if you know what, the only thing is, if you said Thierry or Ian Wright, I'll choose Ian Wright.
Because there's some people that mean something special to you.
Personally.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
When I said I started Cheeky, right, I said that I wanted to create a platform where I speak to players like Ian Wright had already retired by how many years by then?
Come on.
Rio was a centre-back and he played for United. But these are people that had an impact in somehow, when I'm seeing you got murked, or I'm seeing Ian Wright hosting dating shows or whatever he was doing, and I just see him from South London, and do you know what I mean? You hear that Ian Wright used to live in Broccoli, like, I don't live far from Broccoli. Like, you attach to them people more. Thierry Henry, I'm a fluent French speaker. Thierry Henry, French speaker, you know, like, I've even had the chance to interview him, and it was lovely. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really felt like, wow. And I ain't had to sit down with him yet, but after COVID, we did a Zoom, and it was a good interview. We did it before the Euros. We sat, spoke in English, spoke in French, spoke, you know, like just whatever. And I'm thinking, man, this ain't even the big one yet. But there's going to be a time when I sit down with him proper, you know, like, and have that chat. But yeah, man, like, that's why for me, TT, man.
So what about you, though? So if you had...
Of course he's going to pick Cristiano.
No, but take out Henry and put Giggs or Beckham or
Can't be Giggs,
who's your
man.
legend?
Can't be
Who's your
them.
legend?
Who's my legend?
Who's your legend at Man United? Because Ronaldo wasn't. He wasn't. When I was in the playground, I put jumper down and got Ian Wright was who I was calling. Do you know what I mean? Who are you calling in?
Plenty of people, bro.
Rooney.
Ronaldo was one of
Ronaldo.
them. Obviously Beckham in his heyday.
Yeah.
Man used to love Scholes as well because 18 was my
Scholes.
favorite number. Do you know what I mean? So
Who are you picking?
Who's the two biggest for you?
Who's the two biggest?
Rooney has to be though.
Rooney.
Because I hate the fact that the youngsters don't know
They
who
don't
Rooney
know.
was.
I don't like the fact that youngsters don't know who Rooney was, and also Liverpool Owen. That guy gets
Yeah.
disrespected so much because you see him on TV. I'll keep it real. I'm Mr. Plug, yeah. I directed a Beyond the 90, yeah, with Harry Pinero, who does the fantastic job.
Yeah, he's amazing.
It's cold.
Amazing. We went to Michael Owen's stable. Right? Now, I've never been to Neverland Ranch. But I've never been to Neverland Ranch.
But you'd imagine.
But I promise you, this place is one of the closest things on the planet to that.
My goodness.
Without the toys.
Yeah.
So so now that we know what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
we said we've got a series that we're doing where we're seeing the businesses that footballers do.
Yeah.
So we've done Paul Scholes. He has a gym
Yeah.
with his family. Wicked episode. Check it out. Real honor. Messaging the guy like, yo, Scholes. Like, it was like surreal. It's one of our legends.
Yeah.
Go and we
legends
do.
as well,
Yeah, of course. Come on. That English, especially when you're watching it, bruv. Let me not even. Do you know what I mean? Gerrard's my guy though, overall.
Yeah.
I got a Gerrard story after this. But anyway, so then, Michael Owen. We arrive at, and he doesn't live here. This is not his yard. This is his horse stables. I thought, I got some trainers on the day. I thought, let me get some trainers because it's probably going to be muddy there. We got there early. The gates open. You're in the middle of nowhere, bro. If you see how big this place is,
Crazy.
In the UK.
Did you film there?
he pops in with whatever he has, a Jaguar or whatever. He ain't even hiding it. It says Owen. I'm like, he was hiding it, but he ain't hiding it. How you doing? Really great charisma, by the way. More than he gives. We're talking. He's like, yeah, Joe, you should come and take a look at this. It goes 1.3 miles. This. I said, 1.3 miles?
That's insane. That is insane.
Miles.
Bro, you go over here. I thought I was early. He has people that arrive. He has like 40 people that train the horses, trainers. They arrive at like 6 a.m. to do whatever they're doing. They clean up the thing clean, bruv. I thought it was going to be muddy, whatever. One of the nicest places I've ever been to. The horses have their own swimming pools.
I
Bro,
don't even know who
I said,
swam.
I said, so tell me again how you got this, you know? Bro, he was just, and I look at Michael Owen and I think, you're smarter than what anyone thinks.
Yeah.
Do you know where I'm coming from?
Yeah,
and he was just like,
yeah.
and he's funny, he'll say on camera, this was the Newcastle money. Ha 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 ha.
Man was there injured. I remember that time they were onto him.
Because he was a big dough then, isn't
Yeah.
he? And I just thought, and he's very honest. He says, you know, he's been doing this for years and now he's making the money, and he was in a deficit for many years, but he believed in the dream so much, and now he's, you know what I mean? And honestly, yeah, he opened up that place to us, and I was like, whatever. And when we were doing like a section called This or That, we're putting pressure on him. Who's better, 18, you or Rooney? Do you know what I mean? Like, and you have to go on Five to check that out. And it's like, but it's we get sides of players that, you know what I mean? And you see how these people run their businesses and why they have generational wealth.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's why Gemma's not on Love Island embarrassing herself. She doesn't need to. She does not need to. Do you know what I'm saying? So you look at these people and you go, wow.
Yeah.
Incredible. So for that series, we're going to be doing the likes of Seedorf. We're going to be doing the likes of current players. We're going to be doing PK. We're going to be doing...
Wow.
I can't say all the names.
No, it's
What
cool.
does PK do again?
Oh, man, he owns that football league. They've got a new football Kings League.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Big business.
Yeah.
Doing really well.
I know what you're talking about.
So there's that. We're shooting that in November. I got the date today.
Cold.
We're doing. What else are we doing? I think we're doing Roberto Carlos. Like, you know, like, so we've got some. These guys have got businesses that.
Bro.
If I'm honest with you, I can't even say everything. But yeah.
Watch out for it on Five, boy.
Yeah, boy. We ain't playing.
Thank you for coming on today, my bro.
No, thank you
really
so
enjoyed
much.
the episode.
Yeah,
plenty
man.
of gems, plenty of insights.
Thank you. Well done, bro. Well done to you guys. Please keep it up, because sometimes as well, people think it's only the guys that are with names. We all like stories with names and stuff. People, we do. You know, that's what makes the clicks and all that jazz. But there's people that are doing stuff where you don't even see them. They're behind the camera.
Absolutely.
So just make sure that you do all of that stuff with the same diligence. You know what I mean?
course.
And you'll be rewarded in your way.
We claim it.
Yeah.
Guys, that is the Bread and Butter podcast. We'll see you on the next one.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
My socials are in the description.
Absolutely.
Come on.
Joel Beya
No
one.
doubt. Media mogul.
CheekySport, everything.
It's how we got there. We made sure.
Currencies.